You ever have a day where it feels like your entire life just flips upside down before you've even had your morning coffee? Yeah, that was Rosemary 35, sitting in my kitchen with nothing but a cold cup of tea and a note that said, "I can't do this anymore. I'm sorry." No warning, no face-to-face, just a scribbled apology and a husband who was here yesterday, gone today. Funny thing is, you don't hear the silence until it's screaming at you, until all that love you'd spent years building just evaporates, leaving you with nothing but empty rooms and questions that echo off the walls. Who am I without him? Without a family? Is this it for me? Let me back up a sec. See, I spent 7 years fighting, praying, bargaining, begging, really for a family. For a child. A piece of myself to love and protect. Every month, another heartbreak, another doctor's visit, another hope crushed. And when he left, he didn't just take himself, took the future I'd imagined, the mom I thought I'd become, everything. Shame clung to me like a second skin. It's hard to shake off dreams that have sunk their roots so deep inside you, you know what I mean? But sitting there, night after night, I realized I could either drown in what I'd lost or try to breathe somewhere new. That's when I started volunteering at the Children's Welfare Center, just to keep my mind busy, to fill the silence with something other than regret. And one afternoon, in walked these 5 boys brothers, each under 10, looking like they'd survived a war together. Mismatched shoes, patched up shirts, eyes that wouldn't quite meet yours but somehow saw right through you. Their parents had died in a fire, one of those tragedies you read about but never think will come knocking on your own door. With no relatives willing to take on the whole package deal, they landed at the center, unwanted, left behind, shuffled from one foster home to the next. I remember the social worker's words. No one wants all 5. It's impossible. But I looked at those boys, and it was like looking in a mirror. Pain, fear, that heavy silence that comes when you've been rejected one too many times. That night, I couldn't sleep. Their faces just haunted me. Henry, the oldest, already acting like he carried the weight of the world. Kenneth, watching everything, thinking more than he spoke. The twins, Joshua and Joseph, chaos and sunshine all at once. And little Divine, 5 years old, cheeks like velvet, clinging to his brothers like they were life rafts. I wanted to be a mother. That dream wasn't dead, just waiting for a different door to open. My house was small, my bank account smaller, and there wasn't a soul in the world I could count on but my heart. My heart had more love than I knew what to do with. So I jumped head first, no looking back, no real plan except love. Bringing them home wasn't a fairy tale. It was chaos, beautiful and ugly all at once. School fees stacked up higher than my kitchen counter. Sometimes dinner was whatever we could scrape together: rice, beans, maybe some eggs if we were lucky. We patched up broken furniture with duct tape, ran to the clinic, so often the nurse knew us by name. There were tantrums that could shake the house, sleepless nights where fears seeped into dreams, and teenage years that hit like a Texas thunderstorm attitude, slammed doors, music blasting at all hours. But between the mess, something grew: a real family, wild and wonderful. We danced barefoot in the rain, sang gospel in our cramped living room, burned dinner more than once, but laughed until our sides hurt. I taught them to tie ties, to cook, to say sorry and mean it, to love fiercely even when life is cruel. Did I do it all right? Not even close. There were days I locked myself in the bathroom just to cry, days I thought about giving up. But every time I looked at those boys, I knew quitting wasn't an option. They bloomed in ways I never saw coming. Henry made it to university on a scholarship, the first in the family. Kenneth built a tech blog in our living room and watched it go viral. The twins, always dreaming big, started a fashion line, out of the same living room with second-hand sewing machines. Divine, the baby, turned out to have a voice that could stop you in your tracks, music that made strangers weep. They grew up, moved out, some crossed oceans, but every holiday, every milestone, they came home. No matter how far they went, our house, the cracked walls, the creaky floors, was still home base. I never asked for anything, never wanted them to pay me back. Watching them live, thrive, become good men, that was enough. Time went by in a blink. My hair turned silver my hands worn from decades of cooking, cleaning, hugging, fighting. But my spirit, still strong. Then one birthday me 60th, they all showed up, laughing, filling the house with the sound I missed most. Henry handed me a silver key, wrapped in ribbon, and I thought, what's this, a joke? But no, they walked me outside, and there it was, a brand new house, white walls shining, wide windows, gardens bursting with roses. We built it together, Mama, Divine whispered, his voice trembling. They'd pooled their money, their talents, their dreams just for me. I tried to speak, but the words just wouldn't come. Every sacrifice, every sleepless night, every tear shed and secreted all led to this. I poured myself into them, and now here they were, pouring it all back. And just when I thought my heart couldn't take any more, they handed me a folder inside, documents for a trust fund, enough to cover me for the rest of my days. Medical bills, travel, even a little something if I ever wanted to start a bakery or a flower shop. You did this for me. I managed. We owe you everything, Henry said. You gave us life when we had none. Now it's our turn to make sure you live yours. And I just broke down, tears of fulfillment, of a kind of joy you can't put into words. But the wildest twist? A few months later, each boy found love, real love. And instead of 5 separate weddings, they threw one giant celebration. 5 grooms, 5 brides, music that shook the whole town, and the first seat mine. The MC didn't start with the couples. He started with me. Before we celebrate these men, let's honor the woman who raised them alone, who gave them everything. The applause was thunderous-eyed, never felt more seen in my entire life. That story went everywhere, photos, news articles, offers for book deals. But none of that mattered as much as Sunday dinners me house, now alive with grandkids, laughter, spilled juice, and toy cars underfoot. They call me Mama Rose. Neighbors call me the Mother of Kings. And me? I just call myself grateful. Life didn't give me what I prayed for. It gave me something wilder, messier, but greater, a legacy not built on blood, but on choice, on love that showed up and stayed. Was it easy? Never. Was it worth it? Every single moment. You know, sometimes people think you need perfect conditions, money, a partner, the right timing to make a difference. That's a lie. Love shows up in the mess, in the gaps, in the risk. What you give, you get back. Not always how you expect, but always exactly when you need it most. So what do you think? Was Rosemary right to open her heart to 5 kids no one else wanted? Is family what you're born into, or what you fight to build? Would you have done the same? Let's talk. Drop your thoughts below. Justice, community, right and wrong, what matters most to you? I want to hear your story.